Francisco, how come you're in our locker room? What's going on?
It's my lucky day, I guess.
You fucking broke into our locker room. We need to call security.
Yeah. Congratulations on your work with Ted Lasso and, of course, with Shrinking.
I appreciate it.
One of my favorite series. I love the evolution of the show from being just a 30-minute comedy and how it has grown into this 50-minute drama, which involves all these phases of the human being, acceptance, anxiety, grief. So I wonder how's been that process on the writer's room.
Well, it's very exciting. It just got bigger and bigger. It becomes quite... season 3's like epic, isn't it? It feels like movies every episode, and the stakes are so high. And it's a wonderful thing when you're writing it, because by this time, hopefully people are really invested in these characters. So now everything matters. All the little moments matter. One of the things that is hard is you write an episode and you're like trying to service all of these characters. There's so many characters and they're all fucking great. And you want to give everyone a story and a moment. And sometimes you have to make decisions like, well, we're going to have to be lighter on that character this week because there's just so much to get through story-wise, you know?
Well, you know, we don't know for sure that it's the final season, but we have always seen it as a 3-season, piece. So we did want to, start to whittle everything down for sure. But I don't know. It was just like a super fun, gigantic jigsaw puzzle that covers your entire kitchen floor. Where like, okay, you did all the edge pieces. And now you're out of edge pieces, so get in there, get your hands dirty, and get that thing finished up. And it takes a village and all that, and we have a lovely village indeed. But yeah, it was it's the challenge that you enjoy.
Always get what you want. I have to ask you because I think one of the main points of Nate is his relationship with his father, and well. And at the end of the second season, our just dropped. Everyone went mad, but it has been coming along since season 1 with all these microaggressions that he's taking on, and now he's trying to prove something to himself, to Rupert, to his father as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with all of that. I mean, it's a good summary of Nate, really. I feel like a lot of season 3, he's trying to sort of balance these various fronts he has. One is, I guess, dealing with the repercussions of what he did, and I guess dealing with an element of guilt and shame and sort of backstabbing the person who put him, to where he was, and that being Ted. Also wanting to put on a brave face for Rupert, who he's undoubtedly afraid of, and isn't a nice person in his life, really, a toxic force, I think. And then equally, he needs to, I think, still prove himself to his dad, and no amount of, getting a fancy car or getting, getting a new salary or kind of a new suit is going to really truly make Nate happy. I think he's a troubled soul, and he's got quite a lot of soul searching to do in a lot of different areas before I think he can be completely at ease with who he is, for better or worse, really.
I love you guys so very much.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I love you guys very much.
I'm getting loads of flashbacks now because of your background image. I was like, this guy's is in our locker room.
That's amazing. So to start off, what has this ride been like for you?
Oh man, I mean, from the jump, from the start, it's been a roller coaster. But yeah, a roller coaster with mostly ups and very little downs. It's been great. I feel super privileged to have been a part of this journey with the company that we have. We have a really awesome ensemble, and I'm really just proud. And again, I feel really privileged to be a part of it. So it's been great.
I want to talk with you because we've seen all this arc of Rebecca on Ted Lasso, and first she wanted to destroy everything about Rupert, but now she just wants to succeed with Richmond.
She does, and I think that's Ted that has influenced her to do that. He says, let's not burn it to the ground. Let's make it bigger and better than Rupert ever dreamed it could be. And she has got the bit between her teeth about doing that. Has she got too much of the bit between her teeth still about overpowering and destroying, in inverted commas, Rupert? Perhaps. But I think as the season unfolds, we'll see that her heart is very much in the right place for her boys.
Season 2 unexpectedly brought Samo Bisanya to the forefront. He decided to stay for many different reasons.
Yeah.
One of them looks to be his relationship with Rebecca, I guess.
I mean, yes, I think so. But also, in that final speech where he speaks to Ted, I think it in some way also isn't about his relationship with Rebecca. I think like that is allowed to stand alone. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone to say no to this massive opportunity because of your relationship with them. So I think part of it is it's about him, and it's about his relationship with himself, his relationship with his newfound home, with his family, and it's about how he feels, how effective he feels his voice will be in, you know, the UK, as opposed to going back home to Nigeria or going to Morocco to play for Raja Casablanca with this crazy Ghanaian billionaire. But yeah, like a big part of it is of course his relationship with Rebecca and the rest of the AFC Richmond family, but ultimately it's about him, and it's about his journey, and it's about finding home away from home, I think.
We have to talk about her relationship with Sam, which looks like it's on pause, but something is cooking up for the third season.
Well, you never know what's going to happen with anyone in your life that's been in it before, or they might come back, or they might be peripheral, or, you know, so we'll have to see.
Well, we're very excited to see where this going to take Nate, and of course maybe if he can have this olive branch with Ted, and of course all the bridges that he's burnt.
I'm slightly limited in what I can say. I mean, listen, in terms of olive branches and whether Nate is redeemed, it's not really sort of for me to say, because I feel like so much emphasis really is I think on the individual as to whether they choose to forgive Nate, because I think for a lot of people, and we saw this at the end of season 2, for a lot of people he's overstepped the mark already, and you know the way he betrayed Ted, the things that he said to Ted before he left, you know, it's too big, you know, there's no kind of coming back from that, and you know we can't erase history. Nate has done what he's done, and he is now with the rival team West Ham, and that was his choice. He absolutely did that on his own terms, in a really vindictive way, and regardless of what he may or may not do to try and take the edge off that, he still did it. So as with everything in Ted Lasso, nothing is quite as it seems, so, you know, expect a lot of, you know, twists and turns and another roller coaster for Nate, but it's certainly not plain sailing, and it's certainly not a case of, oh, he's definitely redeemed or he's definitely not redeemed. It's a bit more nuanced than that, I think.
You can't always get what you want.
Knowing that the plan has always been this 3-season arc, what were the main challenges going into this final season?
Yeah, you know, we're just trying to, you know, make comedy that is grounded, and for comedy to be grounded, that's got to be a reflection of real life, and it's going to reflect real life, and there's going to be, you know, some heavy stuff that's going to happen. In terms of going from a 30-minute show to a sometimes 50-minute show, that's just us taking advantage of the luxury of streaming. We get this luxury to just let the story tell us how much we have to do, and serve the story, which is always the main thing to do anyway.
To land the plane well. The main challenge is to make a satisfying and moving and surprising ending. You know, we always knew what the ending was. It was just sort of getting there well. That's the challenge, and you know, we're all perfectionists and really want it to feel satisfying at the end, and I think we've done it, but you'll decide for yourselves.
It's been great to talk with you. Congratulations again. Hats off, and Well, good luck. And
Thank you, man.
Well, thank you, Francisco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day too.
Well, if seeing is believing, I believe we've been seen.
I still believe.